Spring is almost sprung and the gorgeous smell of flowers has definitely filled the air, and it certainly has in our studio this morning. Jodie McGregor is here to show us how to create some simple floral pieces to decorate our homes and also to wear. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You can make some incredible things with flowers, can't you?
I know.
Are they difficult to work with, or can anyone do it?
Oh, absolutely, anyone can do it. It's really easy if you could just know a few little tips and not be too nervous about it.
All right, what's first then?
Well, something that's really popular at the moment are the halos that a lot of girls are wearing.
I wore one of these at my bridal shower.
Yeah, Hen's Day. Even like for my daughter, she's a teenager, but we made these at her party as a fun thing to do.
So are you saying, so some of them you can sort of put over, or some of them you actually like that? Is that what you mean?
So that took me a long time and lots of wiring and detail, whereas a really easy way to do it is maybe just to use an ivy base.
Oh, that's a great idea. So half your work's done already.
Yeah, so you don't need to do the wiring part of it. We just need to attach a few little decorations to that.
And which flowers work best in the flower crowns?
So that you want to have something that's not too heavy.
So that suits you.
Yeah. So I've got little things like just little paper daisies that's really hardy, and little things like chrysanthemums also.
Oh,
if you're getting to big things like roses and tulips, they're going to be too heavy.
Too heavy.
Yeah.
So how would you thread that through then on the flower crown?
So I'm just going to show you how.
Do you want this one back?
Yeah, that's the one I'll use. So I'll just show you with some little wires here. I'm just going to use some little wires that you get from a florist shop, and we'll just weave that around.
Do you know what's also really nice? We had rosemary in
Yeah.
all of our bouquets at our wedding. It just smelled so pretty, and that would be really lovely to pop
anything
into
like
a crown.
mint,
That
things
could
like
waft
that.
around you. Could
And
smell
they're
like lamb
good
dinner.
fillers too, aren't they? Because they sort of stay how they're supposed to
exactly. You want some things that, because you don't want to be wearing it and then halfway through the special night the flowers are really droopy. So that's going to not be the effect you want.
Orchids last ages, don't they?
Exactly, yeah. And they're great colours too, so we want some nice sort of...
And it's quite fun to do because these are really expensive from florists, aren't they?
Yeah, well,
Sort of paying $60,
things like that, yeah, you're getting more sort of detailed, maybe for a really special day.
Because there's a lot of work that's gone into that. There's a lot of wiring and then all the... what do you call that tape that goes around it?
Yeah, the paraffin around it to hold it. So it's a little bit more delicate, whereas that's more something that maybe just for like a bridal shower, something like that.
Okay,
you might want
what's
to do.
next?
So then we can use that same theory. I've made this really lovely garland, which is exactly the same theory of a base of ivy.
So hang on,
Just
can we
like
hold this
here.
up? So what would this be? Would this be a table decoration?
Yeah, so I would lie that along like a table runner. Or we could put that over an arch for a service.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
yeah.
So on the basically the main structure is ivy.
Exactly.
And where do you get that from?
Oh, that's from just a lovely wall of just what do we call that? The council sort of area. Usually
next door neighbour's house?
lovely neighbour who might have a hedge that needs to be clipped back. I have a few people where I have my shop where a few locals who are very happy for me to come and clip them every time they need. So it works for us. And
so how do you hold those all together? You've just used some string?
Yeah, so I've basically just got some pieces of ivy. And I secure it with just some jute.
Is that the string?
Yeah, string. Just it needs to have a little bit of thickness to it though, because you don't want that falling down in the middle of your service.
Now, what you've done, I've noticed, is you've put these in little groups, which is a great idea, and then you can then tie them all the way down.
Yeah, so that's where I'll just have that cluster of. That's my base. And then I can just use pieces like that to, again, tie on with the jute.
And how long would something like this garland last? Would it last kind of 24 hours?
Yeah, I would make it the night before.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it'll all sit nicely.
Gorgeous.
Just, as long as you're not using anything too fragile. And on a hot day, you need to be mindful of that too.
Jodie has been whipping up some gorgeous floral pieces for us this morning. Amazing, and you've got some wonderful tips as well about how to get the most life out of your flowers as well.
Yeah, well, I guess the main part is to buy really lovely quality.
Yeah.
Make sure when you're buying them, they hopefully in bud, so you can watch them open rather than at their best.
Okay.
Then when you do get them home, make sure it's nice clean water. Cut the stems before you put them in.
Is that for all flowers or just roses?
No, absolutely everything. Yeah. So even if they've been out of water for just a few minutes, recut them, and
People have to put bleach or sugar in the vase. Does that keep them?
I'm not sure about the sugar. The bleach is maybe just a tiny bit of bleach for sunflowers, like maybe say sunflowers or daisies that can make the water smell. So just a little bit of bleach can sometimes take that smell out.
And you love bouqueting flowers en masse, don't you?
Yeah, I find, especially for just getting a really good effect, just one flower en masse, rather than trying to make it too tricky.
Thank you so much for coming into the show today. These flowers are just beautiful. Jodie.com. You can find her incredible